Hi, and welcome to the second tutorial on Google Drive and using Google Drive. In the first tutorial, we got you started. We made sure you had an account, talked about some of the features, explained what Google Drive is, and talked about how to upload files. In this second presentation, we're going to talk about how you can do something that a lot of people don't know is possible in Google Drive, and that is to create documents. So, creating documents in Google Drive. We're going to talk about some of the things that was mentioned in the first tutorial along the way, and we're going to show you this very cool feature that's built in to Google Drive for creating documents. The nice thing about this is that if you're on a particular device and it doesn't happen to have the Microsoft Office package, but you still would like to do something using a PowerPoint. You'd like to build a PowerPoint presentation. You'd like to create an Excel spreadsheet. Or you'd like to put together a document using Word, but you might not have that on a device. Maybe it's a tablet or something like that, or it's not your computer and the person uses something else. You don't have to worry about that. You can actually do that right here using Google Drive. Now, we talked about the red buttons over here to the left side. There's the upload button, and we showed you that in the last tutorial. Showed you how to upload a file, showed you how to play with the settings and determine whether or not you were going to convert things to the Google Docs platform, and we said that you needed to convert it to Google Docs so that anybody that you shared the documents with, they would be able to edit them. If you do not convert it, so that first checkbox, if you remember from that video, that first checkbox, if you don't check that box, all somebody's going to be able to do is look at it. But you have to convert it if you want them to be able to edit it. And we'll talk a little bit more about other ways that they can do something like that in this tutorial here. So let's talk about create. Just to the left of that little upload area is our create button, this little red button here. So we're going to click on create, and these are the types of things that you can create. A folder, that folder icon is just what it says it is. It allows you to create a folder. Now you can create a folder on the front end and then create all your stuff and then put it in the folder, or you can have documents like I have all over this page. Create a folder and then move the documents in, and it moves just like you think it would be. You create your folder will be listed on the left side menu, and you just grab these items. You can click them all if you have multiples that you want to move in, and then you can drag them all over or move them over into whatever that particular folder is. So folders, right there. The rest of these are all various types of files. The document is Microsoft Word. The presentation is PowerPoint. The spreadsheet is Excel. And then you have form. Form's very interesting if you wanted to do a survey and gather some data. The ability to create your own form, again, free because it's part of the Google Drive package. And then drawing kind of allows you to do some different things, kind of flow charts and organizational charts, that type of a thing. It works an awful lot like Microsoft Visio, if you're familiar with that particular program. So that's basically all you would need to do. Let's just kind of show you how to do that. If we click on Document, here's our screen. You're seeing a number of items in the toolbar that would be familiar to you. You need to insert a link. We have the background color on the text color itself, so that's kind of like the highlighting area. There's your underline, italic, border. You have the font size, so forth. Undo, do, print, all of the other types of spacings and indents and lists and centering, all those types of situations. There's also other features that you can add to this thing as well. You have your drop-down menu items to do those things that you want to do. And then you just start building your document and then editing it as you normally would edit in the Word document. Again, when you save this and you're going to deal with that particular aspect in the settings, you are going to have to make sure you click that top box, which is convert your documents, your spreadsheets, your presentations to the Google Drive format, and then that way somebody who you send this to will be able to open it up, look at it, and edit it if that's what you want to do. One of the things that I want to point out here is I did mention the word save, and that's really kind of a misnomer. There is no save. You won't really see a save button if you look through here normally where there is a save, or sometimes in your menu you'll have a little picture of like a disk, but normally you can go into the file drop-down menu. Google Drive saves automatically. As soon as you get done typing, as soon as I actually got to this H and went to the next character space, that's saved. I don't have to do anything to it. See how it says here on the top, all changes saved in Drive. So it's an auto save feature, so you don't have to do that. Now, one of the things that I always tell people to do, I try to get in a habit of doing it myself, especially if you're working on more than one thing, and once you get used to Google Drive, you'll be using it for more than one thing, is I think the first thing you need to do, whether you're working on a document or a spreadsheet or whatever, you got to go up here and you got to give it a name. And the reason is if you have multiple documents that you're working on that aren't complete, if you don't give it a name, each one of those documents is going to be called Untitled Document 1, Untitled Document 2, Untitled Document 3. If you got a lot of stuff, there's no way you're going to remember and figure out exactly what that is. So assuming I have my document done, now I can go to the shared aspect of it. And as you can see here, when it has the little lock feature, it's only to me, because that's the sharing privileges. That's the default, and we have to identify to make it public. We can again get a link. We can send it in an email to people, and they can open it up and access it right there in their email. We're going to talk a lot more about share in the third tutorial video. I just wanted to point out that that's where that information is hidden. So again, if you see the lock, that means it's private only to me. So you have to pay attention to that if you are going to share this down the road. If you got the lock on it, nobody's going to be able to see that. So we have our information. We're done. This particular document is now out there. As you can see, here's my document. If you remember from the previous video, I said I actually like to work in the activities section. So I have my document. I can decide how I'm going to share things. If I want to share it with some particular people, that's one of the ways that I can do it. Again, we'll talk about that in more detail. So let's look at creating other things so you can see what the screens look like. Presentations. Kind of looks like PowerPoint. I think my own personal perspective is I think using something like Keynote in the Apple platform or PowerPoint in the Windows platform, using them right off of your computer, they're a little bit more powerful. If you need to create a quick presentation that doesn't have tons of bells and whistles, I mean, you can do transitions here and you can insert all kinds of different things in your slides, but it's not as powerful as the current version of PowerPoint, so I do want to warn you of that. But if you're away from a machine that has the full version, the 2011, 12, 13, whatever version you have of PowerPoint on your regular computing device, and you're somewhere, maybe you're on a tablet or something like that, or you're in a situation where you're using somebody else's machine and maybe it's a Mac or something and they don't have a PowerPoint software on that particular device, then I think just going to Google Drive, you can do almost anything that you're going to want to do here. But I don't think it's as close of a match to PowerPoint as the documents are to Word and the spreadsheets are to Excel. So I'll just show you, what that looks like. Again, toolbar and all that kind of thing. So as you can see, it's really easy. Even if you don't have the software on that particular device that you're using, you can go in and you can work on some Word documents. You can actually create them in Google Docs and do everything that you pretty much need to do. So that's pretty much it. Again, like I said, I would go in and I'd change this title. Otherwise, it's going to say Untitled Spreadsheet or Untitled Document or Untitled Presentation. So always go in and change that item. Okay. So that is creating documents using Google Drive.